Right, guys, we got ourselves a Diamond 3 2v2 replay analysis today. This is Jewel Man, something in the Discord. I'm sorry, I forgot what your Discord name was, but in game, his name is Daddy Jewel. So hopefully you don't jewel in real life. It's not good for you, brother. I'm sure that's probably like your actual name or something. Anyways, let's get into it. Let's see what we can learn. If you're around this rank, I'm sure there'll be a lot that you can learn. And I'm sure even if you're not around this rank, there'll probably be a lot you can learn. So stick around. Let's get into it. Not expecting a speed flip kickoff, although we do have one. So Diamond 2, 2v2, and we're doing a speed flip kickoff. Pretty impressive. Okay, well done so far. Hit this off to that side. There you go. That was beautiful. That was amazing. That was perfectly done. The reason why is because we see both of our opponents coming on this left side of the field, and the right side of the field is completely open. And we also have our teammate over there. So this was the perfect play to make, and you did just that, and you scored. That was textbook how that should have gone. The amazing play for Diamond. I'm actually very surprised by that. So far, so good. That was the best Diamond play I've probably ever seen in my entire life. Nice. Let's see what we got here. You're gonna take a ground play. It's fine. So we are Diamond, so obviously our aerial mechanics probably aren't the strongest, and that's why we're opting to take the ground play here. But this is a beautiful setup for an aerial play. So this is why we want to start working on our solo mechanics and our aerial mechanics, so that when we are presented opportunities like this, we can take advantage, because this should be a completely uncontested solo aerial play. But because we're not comfortable with our aerial mechanics, we have to make the ground play. And unfortunately, that just allows this player to come and challenge us, when ideally they should never have been able to come and challenge us. Now, the one thing you probably could do better here is, if you're going to make the ground play, execute a little faster. We could have caught this as it came down to the ground and started playing it out in this direction into open space, right? So when you make your catch on this ball, we don't want to start playing it straight ahead, because at that point we're playing it into our opponent who's coming to challenge. So whenever you're setting up a dribble, you want to play it away from your opponents so that you can maintain some space and not give them the opportunity to challenge you before you've really gotten a chance to set the ball up on your car for like a flick or something like that. So our first touch, once we come down to catch this, once the ball gets to the ground, we want to carry it out this way and start making our play. Don't want to dribble straight at the opponent, because we're closing down this space at that point, which will give them the opportunity to challenge us before we really want them to. Nicely done. Way to avoid the bump. Okay, we really didn't need to turn off our ball cam here, right? That boost wasn't up. That was a replay bug. But this is a bad habit that people have, is unnecessarily turning off their ball cam. And especially, like, some people for some reason build up the muscle memory of like turning off their ball cam when they flip. I used to do that a lot. I think we all just kind of picked that up from watching pro players back in the day. They used to do that a lot, just to like kind of look cool and look fancy for like their stream, make people want to watch them because they looked like they were being mechanical by flicking. It's just one of those human psychology things, right? Oh, player's screen is moving a lot. They're jittery. That must mean they're really mechanical. No, that's not what that means. It just means you're doing something completely unnecessary for no reason. So break that habit. There's obviously are times to turn off ball cam. This was not one of them. We lost information on what was going on as soon as this ball bounced right out in front of the net. Boom. What's going on in front of the net? Like, this is an important piece of information right now. We don't know which way the play is about to develop. We don't know if our teammate's about to get the 50 in front of the net that we can turn in and go for. Yeah. Losing a lot of crucial information here. Ah! That was scary. Okay, let's see this one more time. All right, once you see that your teammate takes a touch that gives him a ton of space, right? Their opposing first man who was coming to challenge got beat by your teammate, and your teammate did a really good job to not only beat them, but also get a touch that they can follow up on again. Watch our teammate's touch, and he lands towards the sidewall. I didn't realize our teammate kind of face planted into the sidewall, but he should be able to recover and get to this ball again before anybody else. So our teammate's going to have the next touch. The ball's moving into the offensive end. So we want to stay within, I would say, a half of a field's length away from the play, right? Something that I used to say a lot and that I haven't been saying much recently, but I'm going to get back into it because it is something that a lot of people can learn from, is if the ball is on one side of the field, we should not be on the complete opposite side of the field. So if our teammate is playing offense, we should not be on our back defensive half, because then we're not supporting them. We're not offering them any support. If they get a center ball, we're not there for it. If a ball comes out that we could maintain pressure on, if we're there for, our opponents get to break out of defense for no reason. And similarly, if our teammate is on defense, in our back half, we don't want to be, like, say, going for the corner boost all the way in our opponent's half, right? Sometimes you'll land from an aerial, your teammate will be on defense, you just got beat on that aerial, and then you land and go all the way back for this corner boost before coming back. That's a no-no, because we're leaving our teammate in a 1v2 for a really long time. So just general rule, if the ball is all the way on one side of the field, you shouldn't be all the way on the other side of the field. I would say you should stay within a half of a field distance away. So if we're all the way on this back wall, we want to be somewhere around this midfield line. That's as far back as I would say we want to go. Like, okay, let me clarify. If we're up on the offensive half, we should be no further back than, not exactly the midfield line. I would say we should be no further back than this rotation of pads right here, this line of pads, ideally. And the same concept applies laterally across the field. If the play is all the way over on this side of the field, we don't want to be all the way on the opposite side of the field, on the opposite side laterally. Same concept applies. Because if something happens over here where our teammate gets beat and we're all the way on that end, it's just going to be an open net that we can't get to for them to shoot. So in this situation, again, not exactly the center field line, but if the play was over on this side wall, we would want to be probably no further back than around our back post. Because we always want to be defending, not always, but back post is a very common defensive position. So we would want to be somewhere around this back post area at the furthest. Again, just to be supporting our teammate and not leaving them in a 1v2. So here, instead of going for this back corner boost, once we see this, we see our teammate got a really good touch that they're going to be able to be next on again. Let's turn up field and either grab some pads like this as we push up, or grab these pads as we push up. Maintain our positioning about here as this play is happening, and if our teammate got a better touch, we might have been able to do something with that. But being all the way back here, it wouldn't have mattered what our teammate did. We have no say on the play. Okay, so let me see this again. So obviously the mistake there is we're pushing into the corner with our teammate, right? We're pushing the same ball very clearly as our teammate. And mentally, you're probably thinking, like, I'm just going to go for this because this should be my ball. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch this again. Is this really your ball? Let's see. Is that boost up? No, it's not. Okay, one more time then. Boom, teammate challenges for us. That's beautiful. Yeah, I would say your teammate should leave this ball for you, just because he has no boost. If this back corner boost was up, I would say let your teammate go so that they can get the boost, not be on empty, not be on E, and then they can also play the ball. But since this back corner boost isn't up and your teammate's going for it, once they arrive to the ball, they're not going to have any boost. They have no play. So it makes no sense for your teammate to go. They should have rotated out after they got this touch to safety, let you play the ball for sure. But with that in mind, you can't just push this ball because you're mad at your teammate for not pulling off, right? You always got to be thinking about when your teammate's in front of you, you can see them, but they can't see you, okay? When their ball cam's on, or when their ball cam's not on and they're facing forward, you can see them. If the ball is upfield or it's, you know, say the ball was here, ball cam's on, he sees this, right? Right now, he sees this. You can see him, he can't see you, so he doesn't know that he's double committing with you. You know that you're double committing with him if you go, so it's your responsibility more so than his to not double commit here. Okay. So, I mean, we are Diamond 2, I think I said this was, and you look pretty good mechanically so far. You look pretty solid. So, I am going to point out a little bit more than I usually would for a Diamond. So, normally somebody playing Diamond, I might actually not even say anything about this, but you look good. So, I'm going to say, when we're making touches on the ball, we always want to be making a touch that is one of three things. It's either a shot, a pass to ourselves or to our teammates, or a touch into open space that we will be able to hopefully, or one of either us or our teammates will be able to get to first. So you always want to be making one of those three touches, either a shot, a pass to your teammate or to yourself, or a touch into open space, either to buy time or to follow up on as your momentum carries you that way. So here, we're not doing any of those three things. We're just getting a touch. It's not a shot. It's not putting any pressure on the opponents to make them have to use boost, to make them have to go back to save it. It's not a pass to our teammate or to ourselves. And it's not a touch into open space. So all we're doing with this touch is it's going to bounce out for this guy. We've effectively passed the opponent the ball. So what I would have preferred to see you do here was take a touch that acts as a pass to ourselves, right? Option number 2 out of those three things that I said. Pass to ourselves here. Hit this ball more so laterally at the wall so that it doesn't bounce so far towards this guy. It's going to bounce out more towards midfield, and you have a really good chance of following it up before this guy can get in position to beat you to it. Or he might push up thinking he can beat you to it, overextend, and you can shoot the ball over him as you land, right? You notice he's too far pushed up, you just shoot it over his head, he can't get back for it. So bottom line here is we want to not take this touch. So if we call this vertically up the field, we don't want to take this hit off the wall so vertically where it bounces really close to our opponent. We want to take this touch more close to us laterally so that it hopefully bounces closer to us and we can land and follow it up. So one more time. We get more on the right of this ball, flip it towards the left, land, and follow it up. Okay, that was a bit ball chasey by us. All right, our teammates shadow defending the play. And once this opponent whiffs, our teammate is getting ready to turn for the ball and take possession, take control, and we just slap the ball away from him. So here, let's not steal the ball away from our teammates, right? If our teammate has the time and space to control the ball, let them. When you have the time and space to control the ball, that's what you want to be doing. You want to control the ball whenever you have the space to do so. Nice goal. Nice, let's get this corner boost and go for the ball. Well done. Pass out to center field, okay. Good attempt on the shot. All right, let's see what we're gonna do here. I would say we should probably take a high touch to the backboard here. I would say a shot here is pretty low % chance that we're gonna score. A shot isn't terrible here because at least it's one of those three things I talked about earlier that every touch should be. You're applying pressure, he has to go for it, he has to use boost, he has the possibility of messing up and letting it in. A shot will be difficult here, especially with your boost amount and these. I think you have pretty low momentum going towards this ball right now. I would probably and a corner pass isn't good here because I believe our teammate would not be ready for it. I'll play it back one more time at full speed. I don't think our teammate would be ready for a corner pass that bounces back out mid. So I would be taking a touch here that just buys time and gives us a chance to score because this guy's not going to defend the backboard. We can see him driving into the net. Backboard's completely open, and the high touch off the backboard gives our teammate time to get turned around and then go for the shot off of the backboard. And it also gives us time to get our own situation a bit better. We can collect some boost and whatnot. So I would be going for a high touch off the backboard here. Let's see what you do. Full speed. Notice our teammate wouldn't be ready for a pass here. And maybe they would have. Hey, that was beautiful though. You did exactly what you should have. Well done. Let me see this again. So I was fine with you going for the demo, but after you don't get it, don't turn for this. Right? Go for the demo. In 2v2, you want to try to demo the person who's going for the ball, help out your teammate. But once you don't get the demo, then you rotate behind. Then you rotate behind your teammate. So this happens, we get the boost. At this point, the reason I don't want you to turn for this is because our teammate is facing upfield, or they should be. And by the time that you can turn and challenge this, our teammate can also be there at the same time. So would you rather you challenge this with no momentum, turning around, killing all of your speed and momentum, and a 50-50 is likely going to be, staying around the same general area? Or would you rather your teammate with full speed and full momentum come and take a 50-50 on this guy, where he can really control where the ball goes on the 50-50 because he's got a lot more speed coming at it? He's going to hard force it past this guy most likely. So that's one reason why I don't want you to turn for this. And two, it opens up that window, that opportunity that you guys end up double committing because he, again, is ready to go for the ball. And so if our teammate is ready to go, and you're going to be back behind them to back them up, if they were to get beat, then they should go, right? Our teammate's job as second man, which he is in this play, you were rotating back from your play. So our teammate was second man, he was last man. His job is to buy time for you to be able to challenge this man, demo him, or to get back behind him so that he can challenge. So once you didn't get that demo, that's one of the options, done. You didn't get the demo. He bought time for you to try and help him to try to get the demo. And then once you don't get the demo, he's waiting for you to rotate behind him or get close enough that once he challenges, you'll be behind him. So that's what he should be doing. So that's always the goal. Keep that in mind. Last man is He's waiting to challenge. Last man should be waiting to challenge until the first man has rotated back and either bumped or demoed this guy off the ball, or the second man waits to challenge until you are close enough that if he gets beat on the challenge, you're going to be able to deal with whatever happens and save a shot, take control of a loose ball, etc. So our teammate did everything right here. There was no longer any reason that you needed to try and help because you were close enough that if our teammate got beat on the challenge, you would be there. So let our teammate come in, challenge, avoid double committing possibly. Our teammate has a better chance at a good 50-50. Moving on. If we see that from our teammate's perspective, we probably see that he was getting ready to go and then turned off of it once he saw you go. Yeah. So he did pretty well to not still dive at that ball once he saw you going, but premise still stands, right? He's waiting. You didn't get the bump, but at this point in time, if he goes, he's got a really good challenge, and you're back behind him to deal with anything that gets behind him. Nice. Way to fight for the boost, get the boost. That was probably scoreable, honestly, if you have a little bit more control. You should be able to swing out to the right here and just shoot this. Yeah, you've got all the space that you need to swing out and shoot that. That was an open net. Unfortunate. Probably not keeping track of our opponents, right? That's a very important thing to do. Keep track of your opponents. So there's one. Oh, there's both of them back behind us. Ooh, there's the aerial play. Flip reset pass attempt. Wasn't the cleanest contact on the reset. We were a bit too over the top of the ball, I think. Yeah, we got that flip reset a bit too high, but it was a really good attempt, to be fair. So that play earlier where you didn't take the solo aerial play, definitely probably could have. That was a risky challenge. Well done, though. It was risky, but it was a calculated risk, right? You were coming in, and you read the timing correctly, that you were going to be able to get there at the same time as this guy, and your teammate should be able to be back by the time any sort of 50-50 happens here. So it was a good read by you, honestly, that you had the ability to go for that. Okay, another double commit. That one's definitely on us as well. So far I think our biggest mistake is double committing, or opening up opportunities and doing things that can cause a lot of double commits. So this is a pass, right? Our teammate is behind us and we pass. This is a good pass. You just literally pass it to midfield where our teammate is ready to go. So why are we then trying to go for this ball? We know we were going for the pass. Our teammate is there for the pass and we go for it again. That didn't really make any sense. Let's not double commit for this. That actually would have been a really good play had we not double committed. That's a good play by your opponent. Jeez, you guys are making some good plays for Diamond 3s. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I've ever seen a Diamond 3 go for the bump like that. Leave the ball and go for the bump when it's rolling across the ground. High IQ play there. There we go. Let's see what we got. Okay, so one thing I'm going to say that could have been better here. I'm fine that you just went for the air dribble. But what works, honestly, a lot of the time, even at higher ranks, is just full speed air dribble. Instead of trying to, like, I don't know what you're trying to do here. You're getting a lot of soft touches and air dribbling around the ball, but you're not really doing anything. So what works in this position a lot more than you would think is just to speed up the ball. Just get in right here. Once you get in this position, just line up the air dribble to just put it as fast as you can. Air dribble it as fast as you can at the net towards the play it laterally, right? So we're coming from this side. Let's just try to air dribble it straight into this area on the net. You'll be surprised, especially at your rank, how often that will get through. People aren't expecting fast air dribbles, and fast air dribbles, when you're not expecting them, are hard to defend, because this guy, a lot of the time, will be waiting to see you go for the flip reset. And when you're this guy, a lot of the time you're waiting to challenge until they're about to go for that reset, because once they're going for that reset, they're vulnerable for the challenge, right? They're leaving the ball, pointing away from the ball to go for that reset, and you can challenge the ball in that moment. And so if that never comes, a lot of the time this guy missed their opportunity to challenge, and you just blow the ball right past them with the fast air dribble. So keep that in mind. If you're not going to go for the flip reset here and you're just going to go for an air dribble, make it a fast air dribble. Just fast air dribble. You don't even have to air roll through it. Point your car at the net with the ball in front of you and just hold boost. Okay. So one thing I'll say here, I don't want to see you push up here. You push up a little bit once you get this boost, and I wouldn't do that because our opponent is in a good position here to have a high hard touch, right? The ball's bouncing right in front of them as they're right behind it. I would be expecting this play to be one of these aerial pop plays, or to be a hard touch to our backboard. And so if we creep up, we're creeping up into no man's land, right? Where we can't challenge the ball, and we're also putting ourselves further away from where the ball is going to go. We're going to be in between the player, but not close enough to challenge, and in between the backboard where we would need to be if they make the high touch. So we're creeping up here for no reason, and it's a bad play. Boom. Now his touch was soft, which is good. Fine, but that doesn't mean it was the right play. Should have stayed back a little bit more until you saw this touch. Then you can push up. And then we likely, if we were back a little further, we probably wouldn't have dove at this ball to begin with, because we would have been beat, right? And that's fine. We wouldn't have been close enough to challenge this play if we had made the right decision back there. Which sounds like a bad thing, but is it really a bad thing? Because if we are not going for this ball because we were too far back, once we see him make this play, okay, then we can challenge, and we're less likely to get beat like we do, because we've sort of let his play develop a little bit. We can see what he's doing. We can read the angle of where he's headed a little bit better. Just sort of rushed our challenge because we were too far pushed up, because we misread the play. Kind of one mistake cascaded into a snowball of other mistakes. Nice. Shot attempt, I think. That was a shot attempt. You know, obviously you missed the mark by quite a bit, but I do like the shot attempt. If we actually, how we want to be shooting this ball is just a speed flip into it. As we arrive to the ball, we want to speed flip into it to the left. That's how you get speed and height on the ball. You want to speed flip into it. And I don't mean height as in like backboard height, but like when you got those ground balls, right, rolling across the ground or hugging the ground, speed flip into it. if say the ball was rolling this way and we're approaching from this direction and you want to get a powerful touch with height that isn't just a ground shot, you want to speed flip into it in the opposite direction. So we'd be speed flipping. This is not this situation, right? This ball is bouncing, but say it's rolling across here. We're coming from here. As we make contact with this ball, this is a speed flip. So in this situation, let me play it again. See how I would say you should try to shoot this. Yeah, I would just be doing a speed flip to the left, like through the ball here. Oof. Okay, so one thing you should think about, one thing that you should know is when you have to drive up the wall, you lose speed. You lose speed when you drive up the wall. When you go from the ground and you drive up this curve, anywhere along the field, if you drive up it, I think there's probably a small enough angle that you can drive up the wall where you don't lose speed. But if you drive up the wall at any angle greater than like this, you're going to lose speed. And so in this position, what I want you to understand is that you're not going to be able to demo this player. So with that knowledge that you're going to lose speed here, in the future, know that you're not going to be able to demo this guy. And you're also not going to be catching up to him. I would have grabbed this boost and then maybe still gone for the bump. But at least then if you miss the bump, you can quickly, with that boost you've acquired, race back down to the ground a little bit faster. Right? So now we went for the bump and we have 0 boost, and we could have grabbed that boost, assuming it's not a replay bug showing that it's there. I don't think, no, it's definitely there. Nobody's been over there for a while. So we prioritize getting the boost, and then we can go for the bump if we want to. But at least then if we don't get the bump, we have boost to recover with. And here we're kind of falling prey to the same mistake earlier where we go for the bump initially, and then once we don't get it, we're slowing down to try to go again. Right? If you get the bump, that's good. If you don't get the bump, don't overstay trying to get a bump again or trying to challenge again. Just rotate behind our teammate. Swing out, go secure your back corner boost, and get in a shadow defending position so that your teammate can get ready to have his challenge, and if he gets beat, you can be behind him. If we watch this from our teammate's POV again, I'm pressing the wrong button, excuse me. Okay, so he's waiting to see if you can help him out. Then you don't help him out, that's fine. He should have had that save for sure. Okay, not the cleanest kickoff there, but we did good enough. Ooh, hello? Hey, that was exactly the speedy air dribble I was looking for earlier. Well done. Yeah, you definitely got solid mechanics for a Diamond 3. Okay. Again, double committing. This should be our teammates challenge. We just challenged for him. That was it. We did our play. We successfully bumped guy off the ball. Teammate should be going right now. Or at least right now they should be, because you've rotated behind them. They should be the one pushing this, and you should be playing the ball after they challenge. What is likely going to happen here? Play it back one more time. Boom, you played your role as the guy rotating back. You tried to get a bump if you could, disrupt their play, slow them down, give your teammate a free ball. Check, you did your job. Boom, teammate should be challenging. either just gets the head-on challenge here successfully, or if the ball gets past them, then you're coming in this way to clear it towards the corner and make a play out of your corner. Okay. So this is worth pointing out. Right? We're coming down on the last seconds of the game. We're trying to get the goal. We're going for bumps and stuff. It's fine. One thing to keep in mind, this is a little hard of a play to tell what's going on. It might be fault of your own for flipping on your ball cam on and off so much. You can't really tell what's going on. But what I'm going to say here is this is a huge mistake a lot of people have, is going for bumps at bad times, going for bumps at the wrong time. This is not a good play to go for the bump. That's a fine bump to go for. But this bump is not a good play to go for the bump on. Because this ball is not in a position that our teammate can score it. This ball is close to the wall. There's no angle for him to realistically score here. And what you need to keep in mind is if you are going for a bump, that means you can't shoot, right? So the only way that this ball can be scored is if our teammate gets the ball to you for you to shoot. He's going to be the passer. If you're going to get a goal out of this, your teammate is going to be setting you up. You're the one who would need to be shooting this. They can't shoot here. All they can do is try to center it to you or pass it to you. So if you go for the bump, the shooter's now gone. There's no scoring opportunity anyways. So I see this a lot in 2v2, right? Like the ball is in an unscorable position, but the other guy goes for the bump. It's like, why are you going for the bump when I can't score? You're the one who has to shoot this. There's no point in going for the bump if there's nobody to shoot the ball. So yeah, we just want to recognize here, and it's harder to do so because we're flicking our ball cam so much. So calm down a little bit. But we need to realize that this ball is not in a scoreable position. So us going for the bump is not an effective play here. Okay, overtime. Let's see what we got. Right, so far so good. So let's try to take a little bit softer of a touch here. What I want to see, this is a little bit more advanced, but like I said, your mechanics have been good. You look like a capable player, so I'm going to point this kind of stuff out that I wouldn't probably normally point out to a diamond player. So I want to see you get higher up on the ball with your touch. I want to see you turn your car, make your car do a 90-degree turn in the air. So by the time you touch this ball, your car is, it might even be slightly more than a 90-degree turn. So I want your car to be facing this direction as you touch the ball up here, so that you're kind of chipping the ball down and simultaneously landing on the wall, facing the direction you need to go already by the time you land to go again. So we're doing two things at once. We're chipping the ball to ourselves and landing in the direction that we want to go afterwards, so that we are as fast as possible to it and we can possibly beat this last man to the ball again. So boom, jump, turn, chip. We beat that guy and we possibly get to that ball again. Okay, fine. Okay, so that was our chance to go and be, you know, the guy that goes for the bump. disrupt his play, get him off the ball here. This is one that I would want you to turn on. Boom. I mean, we just have a challenge right now. We can just challenge. The ball is too far away from him where we can turn and jump for the ball. At the worst, we bump him most likely. As long as we don't really miss this ball, we should be able to at least bump him, probably chip the ball as well. And if we don't chip the ball, then the ball just goes back to our teammate for free. This is just one of those challenges where it's hard to explain why this one is different than the other ones. Let me go back and watch it again. Try to explain how this play is different than the other ones where we turned on the ball when we shouldn't have. This time I'm telling you to turn on the ball. Boom. Let me see it again. Okay. Yeah, here I would just turn. You don't even have to hard commit for this. I would say this is because it's the same situation, right? Your teammate is last man, you're first man. So your job as first man is to give your teammate behind you a free ball. And this is a good chance to do so. Like I said, you can challenge and either win the ball or we bump the player and our teammate gets that free ball. So this is I guess I would just say this is the first opportunity in our opponent's dribble where he presented us the opportunity to challenge. We didn't take it. We're waiting for like the next opportunity that he gives us a challenge when we didn't need to. He gave us the opportunity to challenge, and this was it. So let's jump on it when we see it. But now, because we didn't attack that first challenge, we have to wait for the next opening that our opponent gives us, and let's see how that develops. Not bad. Could have been worse though. Nice. Go for this really quick. See if. So what I want to see you do here is get behind the ball and use your joystick to see if your teammate is ready for a pass here. Because if your teammate's ready for a pass here and nobody's defending it, you just won the game. This is game. So anytime you're in this position where it's a breakaway like this, you got a good beat, boom, your teammate's been back behind you the entire time. They can very likely be getting, pushed up the field, ready for a pass. What I want to see you do right here, once you see this, use that right joystick. I think it's the right joystick. Look out to your right. Look what's going on. Okay. And we would see our teammate isn't quite ready for the pass and there is somebody to defend it. But we don't know that until we look. So we should be getting behind the ball. And we should have been looking as we were doing so, flicking our joystick over that way to see what was going on. And then once we see that our teammate isn't there for the pass or that this guy's defending the pass, maybe we... I mean, I wouldn't just leave the ball. It's not in a scoring position. You're just given... Okay, so you should roll this. If you want to go for this play where you're going to leave the ball and go for the demo, you have to put the ball in a scoreable position or there's no reason to do it, right? So drive behind the ball, get it rolling to where it's going to fall in front of the net, and then leave it to go for the bump. There's no point in leaving it to go for the bump if it's not centering in front of the net in the first place. I'm on spectator mode or director mode. So again, just like earlier, this was wrong by our teammate. Our teammate shouldn't have done this. All right, this ball is coming back to you for free. They should leave this for you. But just like I said earlier, your teammate, you can see your teammate can't see you. So once you see your teammate linger around, it's your responsibility to wait to see if he's gonna go for something on this. Again, you gotta remember, if they're in front of you, you can see them, they can't see you. So as much as he shouldn't have done that, you should have seen it coming and not gone at that full speed. Right? I would be seeing this, be like, okay, this is my ball. Oh, teammates, he's kind of posturing like he's gonna go for this, so I'm gonna wait, see what he does. And then he would have done this, and it wouldn't have been the end of the world. It would actually possibly is an open net. Which, again, doesn't make it a good play by your teammate, right? He popped it up for you. If you had waited, maybe you could have just scored an open net. Doesn't mean what your teammate did there was right. It wasn't. They should have left that for you. But I think you may have just lost the game, and you could have actually just won the game had you personally done the right thing here. So yeah, that's the game. Biggest mistake, 100%, double commits. Double committing and putting ourselves in positions to double commit. So 2 things there. When you're playing that role as the guy rotating back, looking for bumps on the guy with the ball, look for the bump, look for the demo, but don't overcommit for it. Go for it. If you get it, cool. If you don't, it's how do I say it? It's a little situational. So if you go for the bump or demo and you don't get it, and now your teammate is you've bought enough time, the play has developed slow enough to where your teammate now should be able to go, let them go. But if you miss the first bump or demo and your teammate is still in a bad position, then you can go for it again. But if your teammate's not in a bad position anymore, just rotate behind them at that point. And then 2, the other one where you double committed a lot was when your teammate's in front of you. We got to remember, when our teammates in front of us, we can see them, they can't see us. So even though maybe what they're doing is wrong, if they still do it, let's not double commit with them. Other than that, all of your other mistakes were pretty situational and pretty small, and just really I explained how to optimize some certain situations. That's not a bad list of mistakes there. Really 2 big ones. So good job. You looked really good for Diamond 3. I'm not gonna lie, you looked really fantastic. So keep it up. Guys, if you liked the video, if you learned something, leave a like on the video. Leave a comment down below what you agreed with, what you disagreed with, maybe something that I missed. Leave it in the comment section down below for our boy. Maybe they would like to hear what you guys thought. Daddy Jewel, let him know in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.